In today's video, we are going to talk about Fedora 36 awesome new features. Myself Mohammad Zubair and this channel is all about showing you how to become a highly paid IT pro really fast. So without any further ado, let's get started. So first of all, let's start with the interface. Well, in terms of interface, we do not have any major changes. Everything is just like the old Fedora 35. Well, as we know that each Fedora release brings a nice default wallpaper, and this is the default wallpaper for Fedora 36. After a lot of brainstorming and working session, this wallpaper was chosen for this version. It features abstract nature landscapes with trees. As you can see, Fedora 36 is powered by Linux kernel 5.17 at its core. So let me just open my terminal. I will just search for terminal into my Fedora. I will just open this one, and now I'll show you what is the version of our kernel. So I will just write here uname space -r, and now if I just hit enter, here you can see now we have 5.17.4 version in terms of our kernel. And this kernel will bring usual new hardware stack support across processors, your storage and networking, GPU, and several other kernel level optimization. And now if we talk about the desktop environment, well, this release is bringing the much awaited Gnome 42 for its based workstation edition. Let me right click on my screen and let's go to the settings. This is our setting, and let me go to the about section, which is right here. I will just click on this. And from here, as you can see, we have Gnome version 42. And this Gnome 42 version will bring revamped application and packages improvement. Along with that, we'll also see performance improvement in the Mutter and Gnome shell. And we'll also see a new UI for screenshot. I'll talk about the screenshot application later. With Gnome 42, we'll see some other improvement, like we'll see text editor, and we'll see some other changes on the background as well. Fedora 36 will now only install those packages that are recommended to you. And if you upgrade your Fedora, only recommended packages will get installed, and the dependent packages will not be installed if they are not installed earlier. The other improvement now is related to OpenJDK. Well, the default version of Java was 11, but now we'll see Java 17 by default. Another interesting change in this release, which you will see, is related to Wayland, which is by default in here, and it is pretty compatible with the NVIDIA proprietary drivers. And the Wayland is a default session for Fedora since Fedora 32 release, but it was not working when NVIDIA proprietary driver was in use. But now they have changed it, and now if you are installing Fedora 36 on NVIDIA based system, you will get the Wayland as a default with all of your Xorg session, and it will work with your NVIDIA proprietary drivers as well. Now I'll talk about some of the features. First of all, let me open my settings, and from here we'll talk about in detail. So as we have Gnome 42 as a desktop environment, so we get multitasking. Multitasking means we have some of the things that we can perform. Here we have hot corners. It means if you just enable this option, you do not have to click on activities button to bring out your activities and your open application. You just need to hover your mouse over the top left corner of your opened application, and it will bring down all the activities in your system. Then we have active screen edges, and from here you can do some settings related to your workspaces. Then we have multi-monitor settings here as well. So that's a pretty good change. And now if I go to my accessibility, from here I can enable and disable the animations with respect to my system, and this is all because of my Gnome 42. And now I will go up, and in here I'll go to my appearance, and from my appearance we have some new things that we can perform. Well, if you go with your dark theme, this will get applied on the whole system, but the native applications will require some additional changes to use these system-wide dark preferences. It means if an application do not have the native dark preferences, it will be dark when this is enabled. Other than that, we have some new wallpapers with Fedora 36, as you can see in here now. We have two versions. This is the one that will get implemented with your dark theme, and this is the one that you can choose as per your liking. Then you have many more wallpapers that are new and have been included in this Fedora version. So this was all about some of the changes related to our settings. I will just close this one and now I'll talk about the screenshot application. Well, let me just open my screenshot, which is right here. I will just open this one. Well, now Fedora has improved and updated its GUI. As you can see, now we have more sharp and more sophisticated user interface. You can take the screenshot of a section, you can take a screenshot of the whole screen, and if you have more than one windows, you can select a particular window as well. Same goes for screencasting. You can select a particular area or you can record whole of your screen. And good news is if you take a screenshot, it will get saved automatically and you can paste that screenshot from your clipboard as well. And this screenshot will appear in your recent activities as well. Let me open my files and I'll show you where does it get saved. So I'll go to my pictures. Here we have screenshots folder and in that we'll have our screenshot. So that's a really good thing. Other thing is new text editor. Let me just search for text. Here we have text editor. Well, this text editor, which is gedit, it is expected to be replaced by a new editor which will be called as Gnome text editor. And that new editor will look really nice and it will be loaded with a lot of feature. And it has been developed from the scratch and it will work for your multi-purposes. Like you can use it for writing, you can use it for coding, and good news is it will have its built-in theme as well. And now at the end, I'll talk about the Gnome 42 and what more changes it has brought to the Fedora 36. While the entire settings and its components are ported to GTK4 theme, let me open my settings once again. Now, this has all been shifted to GTK4 and it's a very huge change if we consider 30+ module in Gnome Control Center. Functionality wise, you may not see any difference between GTK3 and GTK4, but obviously user interface have been different. And at the end, I will talk about some of the other changes that have been done. For example, in terms of our Firefox, it has been updated. Our LibreOffice has also been updated and other apps has also been updated. And in terms of PHP, we'll get 8.1 version. In terms of Django, we'll get 4.0. In terms of Ruby on Rails, 7.0. OpenSSL as 3.0. Ruby as 3.1. Firefox will be 96 and LibreOffice will be 7.3 version. So these are some of the prominent changes that we are going to see with Fedora 36. And that brings us to the end of today's video. Please leave a like, subscribe and press the bell icon. I'll get back to you in the next video. Till then, take care.